West Ham away.
I think we'll win that.
I don't think Ten Hag makes West Ham away.
You think Jose kills Ten Hag? Hello and welcome to Uncensored. My name is Joe, that is Adam McCullough, and unfortunately, Adam, we've got to have a big conversation today.
I'm on strike.
You can't be on strike because United were on strike at the weekend, and that's why we're here. We realise it's not going to do any good. We need to talk about the future of Manchester United. Does it involve Erik ten Hag? And if not, what the hell do we do? Because regardless of what happened at that performance against Tottenham, regardless of anything else, if United need a new manager, there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. Who will it be? What does this mean for INEOS and their decision making? What was that whole farce in the summer about interviewing people and deciding Ten Hag was the best guy if they are just to sack him? Obviously, we don't know if that will happen yet, but it feels as though maybe the tide was turned a little bit in that Tottenham Hotspur game. We'll get into all of that and many, many more things as well. But first of all, Adam, how are you?
Not very good, bro.
Why?
Is that to go watch that shit on the weekend?
Yeah. It was weird, wasn't it? That was the first one that felt like a real, we were just terrible from start to finish game. And it was the worst one.
We were horrendous from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I don't think the red card, I know there was a lot of talk on the weekend after the game about the red card. Was it a red? Wasn't it a red? I don't think it was a red, but I'm not really upset about whether it was a red or not, because I'm more concerned by the performance that we witnessed and the performance of the players. I thought it was abysmal. I don't think anyone left Old Trafford with much credit, really. I thought Onana had a decent-ish game, but apart from that, you know, from back to front, we were disjointed. We looked like we hadn't had a plan. We couldn't string any passes together. We just looked lost out there. And I think that culminated in kind of like, you looked at Bruno Fernandes, I thought he was an image of everything that was going wrong. Like, he just looked like a man on the edge, a man that kind of could see this team slipping through its fingers. And it looked like a man that kind of thought, here we go again with this. Like, you can criticise Bruno for a lot. I think he's been poor this season. I don't think he's been good at all. I don't think he's had a particularly good game at any time. And he's given the ball away a lot. I wouldn't even want to look at the stats. I think they'd be horrendous for the amount of times he gave the ball away. I think he gave it away like 4 times in the first 4 minutes. But he's playing off emotions at the moment, I think. And I think he can see the same old things happening again at Man United, which they are. But it's a whole different bunch of players. You know how people often go, it's the same bunch of players getting the managers, like,
they did it to him and they'll do it to this guy.
It's like when they say, oh, they did it to him, they did it to Moyes and they did it to Van Gaal and they did it to Mourinho, but it was a different group of players every single time.
This is, other than like Dalot, Rashford and Bruno, this is Ten Hag's players.
This is a really good bunch of players as well. It was disappointing to hear him talk about injuries after the game. It's like, who's injured? Sure, he's always injured. Get used to it. Like, it's not good enough. It's not good. And the players are there. I think Mazraoui's a fantastic player. He was really bad on the weekend.
Yeah, he was.
De Ligt the same. Lissandro the same. Dalot the same. I don't think those are 4 bad players. Then that's actually should be a decent defensive unit. The midfield, Ugarte is leaving me scratching my head as to why we signed him. But again, it's way too early to judge him, obviously. But again, he looks as shallow the player we signed. Kobbie Mainoo, we know how good he is. Like, when he got taken off, it was obviously an injury. But at the time, we didn't know what it was for. And if he got taken off and it wasn't an injury, you'd be like, all right.
Makes sense.
Because he wasn't actually that good anyway.
Yeah.
That's not again, I'm not placing the blame at his feet. But you just look through that team. No one played well. So no one. And it was like, there was a real edginess. And the crowd, like, at the start we conceded and everyone was like, United, getting behind the team, trying to push them on. And that happened for like 3 or 4 minutes. But then every time we gave the ball away, it was like a punch in the bollocks to the fans. And it was like, oh, I can't get up for this anymore. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a bad performance from back to front. And that leaves me thinking, like, are they getting the message from the manager? If so, are they listening to it? If not, then why?
Why do you think
And
that
alarm bells are ringing.
Why did that performance come? Because I know the Liverpool, it was the same result, same scoreline, but I do think it was a different performance. I thought the first 30 minutes against Liverpool, we looked like we had a plan. We kind of knew what we were doing. We weren't creating chance after chance, but we were holding the ball well. Looked like a competent 50-50, two decent teams going at it, and then mistakes let Liverpool run away with it. Every other game this season, there's at least been times where I've thought, it makes sense. What I'm seeing, I see this, I like that, I like Dalot tucking in, I like the overlapping. The Tottenham game was just like clueless, all at sea from minute 1 till minute 90. Like, what? How can that
That's
happen?
why you have to get results, though.
Right.
Because if you're not getting results, then people are going to be like, what the fuck? What are we doing?
Yeah.
This isn't even resulting in like wins
Like
or
the
anything.
Palace and the Brighton
or goals
games.
or anything.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's coming from this.
It's hard to keep the players doing what you
It's
want
hard to
them
keep
do
you
every
motivated
week
when it's like we're doing all this and what's coming off it? Nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's difficult, man.
But just moving on a little bit then, the manager is under massive pressure now, and I think for a lot of people, myself included, I'm not saying I want him to get sacked, but it felt like the sort of game that, do you know, like you can take little shots, doing a little dink here and there, and then there's a fucking sledgehammer game where it's like Ten Hag's wall has got a big hole in it now, and to fix it from here is a hell of a bigger job than it was even 3 days ago
Also,
before
it's
that
like
game
the things
took place.
he's coming out and saying in the press after the game, it's making me go, do you believe that?
Yeah.
And you know, when that happens, it's like, oh, where are we going here?
Well, let's say we're heading towards Ten Hag leaving Man United.
And that's scary in itself.
Let's address that, because these are the dark times as a football
That's
fan.
Gareth Southgate-esque shadow looming. I don't want that. I'd take Thomas Tuchel. Who else is out of work?
Thomas Frank, he's not out of work, but Thomas Frank was one of the names mentioned in the summer. Done good things with Brentford. Kept them. The thing I will say about Thomas Frank, and I'm not trying to pick Ten Hag's successor here because I don't want him to go, but Thomas Frank has done the thing that is becoming increasingly difficult to do, which is bring a small team into the Premier League and keep them there quite comfortably season after season. That's really hard to do what he's done with Brentford. And they play a good style of football and they've got good players, but he makes them work and they're really hard to beat and they've stayed up. Not many teams have done that, especially the last couple of seasons. Premier teams coming up, going straight back down. He's done a great job with Brentford. But is that not enough?
Is it enough for a Man United manager? I don't know. I'm out of ideas now, though.
Yeah.
It's just like, just feel punch drunk after a bit, innit?
Yeah.
It's just like...
Because it doesn't seem to
What
matter.
is the answer
That's
to
the
this?
thing that's so horrible.
But the
Whoever
thing is
you
as
get,
well, like, you know...
this happens 2 years down the line, we're here. The third season, we find ourselves sat here having this conversation, analysing the options, looking at who we can bring in. Does this trophy count? What about his tactics? Can three at the back work? Is he too defensive? You get him in, and then eventually we're
You've
sat
got to
here
keep your players
again.
on side, innit? And I think, you know, one of the big topics of conversation for Man United fans over the last 12 months has been Casemiro.
Yeah.
What's going on with Casemiro? Is he finished? Is there still a player there? Does he need to move on? And then you think, have the tactics just been killing this guy this whole time? Because we bring a guy in and he looks as lost as anybody. And ultimately, is that unsustainable in that people say we haven't got a style. We kind of have got a style. We're very cavalier. We're going to all go forward. And at times, it looks great. And at times this season, we've linked up really well and we've created a chance. And you think, oh, is that a semblance of is that something building? Is that the style that we have? But that's the style. We're going to play the ball. We're going to leave one man at the back. And then it's up to him to kind of deal with it when it's coming. Unless you got a prime Kante in there. I don't see how it works. And we're spending so much money on trying to solve that problem. And then it's like, do you remember Van Gaal when we went to Leicester and we got battered?
Yeah, 5-3.
But we were winning that game. And we played some of the best football I've ever seen under Van Gaal. And then we lost and he kind of went, oh shit, I can't play this way in the Premier League. There doesn't seem to have been even that. But I can't play this way in the Premier League. I'm just going to keep... All right, maybe Casemiro's just finished. We'll bring in a new guy. Oh, actually, is Casemiro finished or is it just these fucking tactics that we're playing?
Yeah. In defence of that, though, Ten Hag left after 2 seasons. So it wasn't as though...
Van Gaal.
Van Gaal left after 2 seasons. So it wasn't necessarily as though that saved him. I know he won an FA Cup, which Ten Hag's won, but he finished 6th and won the FA Cup and left. So does sacrificing and compromising your system necessarily help anyway?
No, but I'm on about... But you have to have, like... In the Premier League, if it's not working, you have to identify that and try and get a way around it, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe you have to go, I can't be that open in the centre of the park. Because we played into Spurs' hands on Sunday.
Yeah.
We literally just went, whatever you want to do, just do it.
Yeah.
And we'll try and hit you on the counter.
We couldn't play out from the
back. And
back
on some days, we're on form, we score 4 and we win the game. That's very rarely going to happen. And you're just opening it up to be playing that back and forth football. And they look better than us. It was so easy for Spurs. If Spurs played well, they win 5-6-0. I don't think they played well. They missed some sitters.
I thought they played well. I do think that...
Their press was really good.
Yeah, that's what
But I mean, in terms of... They never had Son out there.
No.
No Basuma. You had Brennan Johnson, bro. And Kulusevski is an amazing player, by the way. I think Kulusevski is amazing. But who do you have? Brennan Johnson and who?
Werner. Mm-hmm. Even he was gracious enough to not stick the ball in the back of the net. He still was a little bit Timo Werner. But obviously it doesn't matter when you're winning 3-0.
He gave Mazraoui a difficult game,
He
man.
did.
I like Mazraoui. And that's the thing. Now I'm looking at the player. I go, Mazraoui's a decent player. We showed us it. Like, Delit, decent player. Lissandro, he hasn't been this year, but good player. Delo, I think he's been up and down this season, but good player. Kobe Maino, all these players, they're good players. So there's no excuses now.
No. It's weird that the thing that you get to a point where they stop being able to do like the 5 and 10 yard passes. That's when I always think we've got problems here. Because when they're not able to do things that me or you could do when we're playing, like if you lay the ball off to me, I can take a touch and make a 10-yard pass accurately to someone's feet 9 times out of 10. When professional players, and you see this all the time, we saw it under Solskjaer, under Jose, under Van Gaal, they stop being able to make like basic amateur passes. And like when the ball's rolling to them and they want to flick it around the corner, it's coming off the toe or their ankle and going the other way. That's when you think, are the players losing a bit of momentum and are they losing kind of faith in this? Because when you're unable to do stuff like that, that's more than just the tactics aren't right. There's something going on there behind the scenes. Does it worry you that we're seeing a bit of that? Or do you just think it's as simple as they're trying their best but the tactics aren't there to help?
The thing, Bruno from the start was just trying to get people to do stuff, and it's like, if he's not seeing it happen, that was the biggest red flag to me. Like Bruno going after 4 minutes. Come on, lads. Come on. Like, what the fuck? You don't need to be told by your captain after 4 minutes where you should be running and where you should be not. Where you should be on the pitch. And it was just really odd, man. So it's odd. And we kept leaving, like, there was always a player open for them. Even before Bruno, like, it was like we had gone down to 10 men before that. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
Do you think
I don't feel like these lot are playing.
Do you think they do go for a Southgate or someone like that? If they were to sack him?
Oh man, I don't even want to think about Southgate in a Manchester United job at all. Who's that? General, like, open up the bookies odds or something. Surely it can't be. Tuchel?
I think
I'll take Thomas Frank over Gareth Southgate.
The options are, I mean, we'll get the official one in a sec, but you hear Southgate, you hear Tuchel, you hear Frank. There's also been rumours of Amorim for Sporting, Solskjaer coming back. I mean, they're all going to be on the list, aren't they? But
that's a step backwards, isn't it?
Nagelsmann, potentially.
Southgate's a favourite. Oh, my God.
Southgate currently the favourite, yeah. 5-1.
I just want to...
Tuchel at 13-2, McKenna at 12-1, and after that it gets pretty big pretty quick. Potter, Frank, Zidane, Pochettino, Amorim, Iraola. Nagelsmann way down at 40-1, and anything after that's a bit, we might as well be on the list. Does anyone on that list near the top, sort of those top sort of half a dozen names, do any of them excite you at all?
No one excites me.
Van Nistelrooy as well, obviously, to come in.
Van Nistelrooy he's the favourite. I don't think he'd be the next permanent manager, would he?
Well,
you never know. He'd be caretaker for sure.
Yeah. It may be a sad time to be a Man United fan, but it doesn't have to be sad downstairs with Manscaped. And using the code Paddock24, you can get 20% off and free shipping. And Manscaped have got you covered. Whether it be downstairs or upstairs, Manscaped have changed the game, basically. You know what I mean? You just changed the game. I wish you could change the game on Sunday. Manscaped have done that. And they've done it with the Beard Hedger. And they've done it with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Basically, if there's a hair on your body, Manscaped can help you make that hair shorter. And that is their promise to you. And using, again, our code, you can get 20% off and free shipping at checkout. Let's start with the Lawnmower 5.0. This is ideally the jewel in the crown when it comes to your piece. It's got 2 interchangeable skin-safe blades, whether that be the regular trimmer or the new foil head that can go closer than ever in your desired areas. It's also got a light on it so you can do it in the dark and in any nasty shadows and nooks and crannies. Also, it's waterproof, so you can do it in the shower. You can do it when things get a little bit steamy, let that skin soften up a little bit, get closer than ever. Of course, as well, there is the Beard Hedger with over 20 different length options, so you can take it shorter up top, a bit longer around the chin. Pretend you've got a jawline that you don't have like I do. It's very, very simple with Manscaped. They've got everything. There's also, of course, the performance package. Literally, go and check them out. They've got everything you need for your grooming needs. There's a reason they're the most trusted brand in the world when it comes to male grooming. Thank you very much to Manscaped for sponsoring the show. And again, link in the description and use that code Paddock24 for 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you. Back with the show.
We've seen this coming for a while, innit? We've seen it coming. On the overlap, which is out this week, the clip that we did a video, we did 2 videos in the recording.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'll just spoil it anyway. And our unpopular opinions, we had to give unpopular opinions, and I had 2. But they contradicted each other.
Ten Hag will get sacked. Ten Hag won't get sacked.
No, one of them was Ten Hag will be Man United manager next summer, next season.
Yeah.
Because that felt unpopular.
Yeah, it definitely is now.
And then the other was like, Ruud van Nistelrooy will be our manager in 2 months.
You think both of those things are possible?
I think both of them are unpopular opinions. And I think the latter will come true. We've got Porto next.
Yeah.
I don't think we win that away.
We've been so bad in
We've got Villa after that.
Away.
So even if we beat Porto, fucking, yeah, I know, I'm surprised at me saying that as well. Even if we beat Porto, we lose against Villa. So you have some temporary respite to then lose against Villa.
Is there a chance?
Emery's good.
Is there a chance that we turn this around? Let's have a look. Let's discuss the alternative here. What's
I'm
the
an
pathway?
optimist.
If you can get the United fixtures up, please. What's the pathway to Ten Hag turning this round?
There is no pathway. The pathway is fucked, bro.
Do you think it's done?
It's done. I think it's done. I'll get the fixtures up. I've got them up here.
Okay, I've got them there as well.
The fixtures here: Porto away, Villa away. Any points?
I think we get at least one out of those 2. I don't know.
It's
where
not
it
at
comes
least
from.
one. You don't believe that.
I think we'll get one. I don't think we'll lose them both.
I don't think you believe that. We lose them both, at the very least. One if we're lucky.
Okay.
Brentford at home. Your old mate Thomas Frank.
We win that.
Fenerbahce away. Mourinho.
Yeah, we lose that.
Absolutely putting a knife in. They've been shit all season as well, but somehow they'll beat us. West Ham away.
I think we'll win that.
I don't think Ten Hag makes West Ham away.
You think that's it? You think?
No, I don't think he gets to West Ham away, because then you've got a new manager that could come in with the Leicester home game in the cup, Chelsea at home, POK at home, Leicester at home in the league, Ipswich away, Bodo Glimt at home, Everton at home. I think that's a good run for a new manager.
So
I don't think
this.
Ten Hag makes it past 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 5 games.
So you think Jose kills Ten Hag? He sticks the knife.
Or
in
West Ham do. West Ham haven't won a game this season, have they?
They probably will have by then, but yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you don't think he makes it out of October?
I don't think it gets past
Red
West Ham.
October.
I don't think so, unfortunately. I'd love Ten Hag to prove me wrong and we win all these games I'm talking about now.
Let me just paint a picture for you quickly. And I'm not saying this will happen, but let me just hear me out. We put in a performance like we did against, let's say, Palace or Southampton, against Porto.
Draw.
15 shots, 8 shots on target, 3-4 big chances. They have 5 or 6 shots. We win the game 2-0. Then we go to Aston Villa. Control the game, don't get the win, 1-1. Then we beat Brentford, Fenerbahce, West Ham and Leicester.
We're not controlling the game at Villa Park and we're not getting a 1-1 draw. All right? And then we got an international break. So maybe he doesn't even get past the international break. We could be looking... No. Actually, no. Now I've seen it.
Go on.
He's got 2 games.
What if he wins them both?
I mean, if he does, happy days. But I don't see him winning both. I don't see him winning one.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Going to Villa Park without Bruno as well, by the way. Usually scores there.
Yeah. People will say that that's a blessing in disguise.
I mean, it's not, is it? As bad as he's been, he's not. It's not a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Mason Mount got concussed.
Mainly looked like he might be injured as well.
It's fucking all coming up Millhouse.
It's going to be Casemiro, Eriksen and Ugarte against Porto, isn't it?
Ugarte don't look good, bro.
Worried.
I mean, I'm judging him off the Spurs game where everyone was shit, which is unfair. But he didn't win a tackle. He did not win a tackle. If you went to me, Mamo Ugarte won 2 out of 8 tackles, I'd go, fucking hell, that's 2 more than I saw. Like, where did you get that from?
I'm going to tell you how many tackles he got. In terms of tackles won, Ugarte, 2 out of 4, 50%.
That's bollocks, bro.
I'm
sorry.
10 defensive
There's not
actions.
a chance he only tried to tackle 4 times.
Well, you can't tackle someone if they're running past you. That's what, in football terms, is called the Fred principle.
Yeah.
I didn't miss a tackle if I didn't get
the old Van Dijk back it up. It wasn't even that. There were times where I thought he weren't there. He's a very little man as well, which worries me. Bruv. Even Leach is looking abysmal, you know.
He's been good.
And you just end up you start going, everyone looks shit.
Yeah, but that's the problem. We're not. We can't let ourselves... I know it's hard, but we can't let ourselves wallow in everyone in this squad is shit.
It. Listen.
Martinez isn't.
Just give Ruud the job, man. Fuck this shit.
Don't do it. Don't say it.
Let's go full Ruud van Nistelrooy, tra-la-la-la. Ruud van Nistelrooy's red and white army.
It's a bit wordy, isn't it?
Ruud van Nistelrooy's red and white army. Ruud van Nistelrooy's red and white army. Ruud van Nistelrooy's red and white army. Ruud van Nistelrooy's red and white army.
Fucking hell.
Ruud van Nistelrooy's red and white army. Ruud van Nistelrooy's red and white army. Ruud van Nistelrooy. That's what we gotta get used to singing. I'm sorry to say again, it's Moise.
Can you do it again, but with Southgate?
No.
I'll
never sing for that man. Imagine he comes in and he's fucking class.
Our brains have been poisoned.
starting to think.
Oh God, here we go.
Southgate.
This feels like one of your big revelations. Say what you just said again.
I'm starting to think. It's Southgate. Southgate, you're the one.
You're ill. You've been poisoned by football.
Southgate isn't the one. He's never the one. Fuck off. He can fuck off. Imagine little Gile piece with the United crest on it. Oh my God.
Just a follow-up question on the management stuff, and we spoke about this.
Can you leave me alone now?
I need to hear you on this. How does this change your view of INEOS? Were we to get rid of Ten Hag after the whole rigmarole in the summer?
I'm not going to come out here and say, they should have got rid of him.
Okay.
That's stupid.
Okay.
I was behind the decision to keep him. I thought they should have gave him some time. I wanted to see Ten Hag with the new structure above him. It's just not looking good, is it?
No, it's not.
It's just not.
Right. Let's call it a day.
I don't know what else to say.
No, there isn't anything else to say. It's just horrible. These are the horrible times as a football fan.
Some people revel in this. This is their moment. They love it. All that, we're at war kind of stuff. Fuck it. I hate it, man.
Yeah, me too. All I want is things to be nice. I just want things to be good. I don't want us to lose so that Ten Hag gets sacked quicker. I always want him to turn it around. And I still do.
You do.
I still do.
You do. But I think it might be time to start realising the writing's on the wall.
It's time to get the Dutch flags out for Van Nistelrooy, innit? roll down the Dutch Ten Hag flag, take it off, pick it back up, put it back on, and reel up the Van Nistelrooy flag. It's the same flag.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
It is sad. Thank you again to Manscaped.
But then you know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
People are going to start talking about Rude the way they talk about Ollie.
I can't
It's
bear
proper
it.
disrespect.
I can't bear it. He's a shit manager. He's this, he's that. He's only ever won a Dutch Cup.
PE
Wank,
teacher.
He's a PE teacher. He's only there because he scored da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And we go again and we crush the resolution and resolve of another Manchester United legend. And we see him in 3 years crying, doing his goodbye speech.
But what if? What if Van Nistelrooy is the one?
Let's hope Ten Hag is first. Don't give up hope yet. We'll see in a bit.